My name is Marek Rudak. I'm a love proficiency coach. Thank you so much for being with me here in my YouTube channel. Today, I'd like to talk about the practical side of an article that is linked right below called How Dog Training Reopened My Heart. So, interestingly enough, the example I use has nothing to do with dogs. In fact, it's men. And the article I wrote, it was actually about my experiences, how I learned about myself, and I was able to grow my ability to love by being more empathetic and seeing things from the perspective of my dog and doing the dog training. But the example that I like to use actually is from the Men's Advance 2019, which happened last weekend. And the interesting thing is that the one major link between the article that I wrote about the dog training and the advance is the power of pain to bring people together. And what I mean by that is I was very fortunate to be a speaker for that event, and you guys know me. I'm very vulnerable. Everything I did, it's out there. I'm not ashamed to talk about my past, and not because I want to vomit on people, but I feel that there's a lot of lessons, and that's how people learn. And so that's kind of the approach that I went with for the advance. That was really seeping and overflowing within my speech. But then when I saw the men coming in on Friday evening, I see these big, tough guys, a lot of them from military, and I was wondering, man, maybe I shouldn't have gone that deep in my speech. That was kind of my fear, my assumptions. But I was like, hey, this is what I prepared. That's all I got. That's what I feel Lord put on my heart. So why not give it a try? And I did. And the interesting thing is that so many people really responded to it. I mean, I had the very same guys that I thought might think this is too much are the very same ones that talked to me afterwards and talked about how the examples and the things that I talked about really resonate with their experiences, even though it was different ones, but they were close enough that the pain was the same, even though it was manifested in a different way. And that's exactly what helped them to connect to what I was saying, and it's going to help them to approach things differently going forward. So, my friends, the reason why I mentioned this is because obviously I'm a big believer in vulnerability and opening up. But even myself, as a big believer, I was stumped just how effective it is. And so, what I'd like to encourage you going forward, especially as this new year is unfolding, is take a step of faith. Start sharing your difficulties with other people. And by that, don't make perfect the enemy of good. Don't start with the biggest problem you have, but just little things that are not going right. The one thing that really helped me personally is asking people, how can I pray for you? How can I pray for you? And it's amazing how that is usually the first step to a much more deeper relationship, and how many more possibilities opens up and gives an opening to connect with a person at a whole new level that makes both parties to the friendship come out that much stronger, that much wiser, and that much closer to God. So, my friends, please start taking those baby steps of faith and opening up. And as you do that, you'll see how you're going to move away from your mind and start living more in your heart. And once you do that, all these things will follow, because our heart is what God wired into us. And the closer we get to God, to our heart, the closer we get to God. We're able to listen to God speak to us much more attentively. And as we do that, you'll see that everything else falls in place. So God bless, guys, and talk to you soon.